So welcome back to another episode, and I'm holding the camera here. The camera is quite heavy, and I'm shooting at 60 frames a second just to test this out. I've never shot like this before. So the one thing that I want to do here is that earlier in the week, you saw that I was working on the game room. The game room was a disaster, and I'm like, I'm gonna tackle this, and I tackled it, and it's a brand new room, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. I'm gonna cut some footage of the process of getting to this. So I'm going to show you about the negatives before I provide you with a positive. So I'll show you the bad stuff here. So here I am again. I don't know how many of these shelves I put together over the years. This is a Billy shelf from IKEA, and it's not too hard to put together, but it always comes with like 1,000 pieces of wood and so many goddamn things to assemble. I love it. I love putting these together. If you need IKEA furniture put together, just give me a call. I'll run over right away. I'll do it in the middle of the night. I'll be there assembling things for you because I love putting together IKEA furniture. It's one of the highlights of my life, but honestly, I put together so many of these shelves over time. I almost feel like Neo in the Matrix just biting. I've done this so many times I can put it together almost in my sleep, blindfolded. So anyways, this is one of the steps I'm doing to get the games room up to par.
Right now, John has actually got himself into a corner.
It's funny, I've been collecting stuff for so long that I have so many DVDs and things. We're pulling this into the corner, and then I'm like, I can't get out. Like, I can't get out of here, which is so stupid. So we have to, well, we can't bring this thing back. I'm gonna have to move these DVDs out of the way. Actually, you're gonna have to move the DVDs out of the way. Isn't that nice? We're getting there. Oh my god, look at this. This is crazy. But you know what? I'm finally, after so many years, getting organized. All the NES games are in one spot here. Now, this is really, really exciting. I've completely redone everything. I'm zooming out here. Everything has been redone, and we're gonna really go around here and check everything out in full detail. I'm gonna do one side of the game room, and then I'm gonna switch the lights around to the other side to see what I did there. So let's start with this shelf. Look at this. This is completely redone. This is all Nintendo games, and it's double stacked there. Regular Nintendo games in one section finally. Then right next to it, just because it was a smaller collection I could fit on that side of the shelf, is PSP games. So we got a lot of PSP games going on there. Right into the Ease games there, and all the Neo Geo games down into the PC Engines, you know, games which were always in the right order to begin with. So this is PC Engine and TurboGrafx double stacked, which is ridiculous. Coming on down here. Here we go. All the Super Nintendo games are in one spot, and they're all, this is crazy, double stacked here. You can see from behind there's double stacks. It's crazy. I've never had all of the Super Nintendo games in one spot before, so I was like, wow, this is really cool to see them all together. And then we come down here, and I'm sure Mr. GameSack would love this. This is all my Sega games here. All the Sega Genesis games, double stacked again. Behind is some Mega Drive games, and you can never have enough copies of Forgotten Worlds going on there. And the Valis games, Vermilion. These are all the games that I really like. And, you know, you'll find in my collection is mostly box stuff, because I really, really like box stuff the most. And here we go. Panzer Dragoon Saga is on his own there. Next to Snatcher, next to Lunar, next to Pophomail, Road Avenger, Final Fight CD, Echo the Dolphin, Dragon's Lair, all that kind of stuff. So, okay, here we go. Down below here and behind the shield there, double stacked again, PlayStation 3 games and special editions. This was the very hard to find Ni no Kuni special edition that came out on PS3 years ago. Now, why don't we just go off to the side? I'm switching hands here. I've never had this before. This is my Sega Master System collection, all in one place, starting with, you know, some of my favorite games there: Phantasy Star Ys, King's Quest, Alien Syndrome, Zillion, and a couple of copies of Zillion too, because you can never have enough Zillion. Dynamite motherfucking Ducks. Look at that. That's got like, I swear to God, that's smoke damage on that goddamn thing. For all the years it was sitting in my house and I was looking at it smoking because I was so stressed out that I had it. And then Spellcaster going on there. That's a really, really great game. And off to the side here is my Hage no Funen collection. That's a pretty cool thing. The MSX games and obviously the Gold Box Mark III games going on. And here we go. I'm going to zoom up a little bit here. This is awesome. My Phantasy Star collection is on the shelf behind me for the first time ever. And these are all of the Phantasy Star games and most of the systems that are out there. This is taking me years to collect. And, you know, we've got the, 1, 2, 4 there. The first one on the Master System, all the rest on the Genesis, and then the Mega Drive versions. Even the Mega Drive version of 1 is there. And so anyways, I'm not going to go through all these. I've done this before. Two things I couldn't take off the shelf was the Nomad box. I couldn't remove the Nomad box at all, and the Earthbound box. They are not getting removed. Here, this is cool. Dreamcast games. Double stacked. Gotta have those. Wonderful. Now, we go into kind of my Atlas collection of Persona games over the years, and great games like Digital Devil Saga. Really fantastic to have all these in one spot. And, yeah, we got Shin Megami 4 here. We got Persona, the first one, Devil's Summoner. Really, really good. And for all those people who watch the show and they have OCD, it's driven them nuts over the years, I hope this is making them feel better. Look at this. All the PS2 games double stacked in one place. Finally, look at all those Neo Geo game anthologies going on there. And all the way up. Wonderful. And moving on to the side, PS1 games, double stacked. Love it. I gotta say that because if you take these out, there's more games behind. In case anybody's like, hey, where's your copy of Xenogears? It's behind there, but actually it's right there. Happy 20 years, Xenogears. Yeah, look at all this stuff. So that is that. And I'm just kind of zoom up here. This is kind of a miscellaneous shelf. It had to be, because a lot of this stuff was really weirdly shaped and I couldn't fit it anywhere. We got the Final Fantasy 12 box, the Stick of Truth Collector's Edition, Sega Saturn games there, Police Knots going on, some Ys Love going on, a little bit of Sega Gaga, the Sega Gaga VMU, which I just love. And here we go. We're going up here. This is all my 3DS, DS stuff, and my GameCube stuff. Double stacked up there, just trying to make a little bit of room. Really like this. One thing that has not changed is above. None of these are all old boxes up here. None of them have changed at all. I keep them the same. This has changed. This has changed. We still got the Virtual Fighter up there. Sorry, Virtual Boy up there. The Neo Geo going on. This, guys, I'm going to try to zoom. Can I zoom out? I cannot. This is ridiculous. This is my shelf right here, all the way down, of DVDs. This is the redone shelf. Before I had some terrible kind of like holder for them, and it was a total inefficient waste of space. Now, this entire section there, double stacked anime. That's so awesome. And right down here, I can't even see them all. This is all, some of my favorite movies of all time are in here, just on DVD. I can't bear to let them go. I don't watch DVD, but you know, and I'm a bit of a Doctor Who fan. There's a few Tom Bakers and stuff like that going on. Captain Tyler box set, Bubblegum Crisis box set, Macross the movie box set, but really happy to have all this. And right here is like all my 80s cartoons. So we got Transformers, you know, the TV show. And then we got G.I. Joe, the TV show. We got Gem going on over there. And Transformers Headmasters, Mask, Galaxy Rangers, Saber Rider, Dungeons and Dragons, the cartoon, if anybody remembers that. And also Turbo Views, gonna have that by my good friend Spider1A. And a little bit of a Blade Runner collection going on. And I'm not gonna show these shelves too much down here. These are future episodes I'm working on, but it's so nice, they're not on the floor. They're not on the floor, they have their own space in there. And this little monitor here, I'm gonna mention this in a future episode. It has a lot of sentimental value, but just so you can see from my point of view what I see now. I'm gonna flip us around in a second, but there's no more stuff on the floor. I know you don't know that, but it's clear for the first time. Even Kim said to me, this is the first time I've walked into the games room in, we've been together for nearly 10 years. And she's like, it's the best it's ever looked. It's always been so kind of murky looking. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna flip the lights around and we're gonna go check out the other side. And walking into here now, this is incredible. I got a lot of stuff here to sort out still. These are some totes full of stuff. That's next week's job, but that's not that part of the game room. This stuff will be leaving the game room pretty soon. Here we go. This, I'm just gonna show you the shelf, this shelf right here. And we're gonna go into the details of it, but this is the new shelf addition that's been added all the way down here. And this is all gone cleaned up. All gone. There's a lot of wires back there, but look again, nothing on the floor. We're gonna do this section first. So right up here, we have a terrible old lamp, but it's lighting everything rather nice. And we have a bunch of little figurines in here. These are my cards for doing the show. So they're very important. This thing here, I'm just gonna open this up for you guys, used to be a disaster. It had DVDs in it and video games. It was completely crazy. Anyways, this is being figured out. I've just got an Xbox 360 in here now. And right here, these are all the old Nintendo powers. And these are just some of them. I'm going to go through the closet in a bit. And I got tons more. And there's a lot of real old ones, right, dating back to the beginning. And so these are very nostalgically special for me. I have a lot of memories with them. But we don't just have Nintendo love around here. Oh, no. Let's go down here. You know what we've got here? This is Die Hard Game Fan magazine. One of my favorite magazines of all time for video games. And I got a ton load of them. And, I don't know what it is, but the show feels very tied to these magazines. And I kind of want them close. So I got these out of a tote. They're in grabbing distance. And I really, really love that. And what else have I got in here? Hardcore Gaming 101 books. These are just the best. I love these books. They did such a great job on them. So that's really this nice little shelf thing in here. We can close it up really nice. And why don't we start here at the bottom? This is the Nintendo Switch section. So we got the box here, and right here we have the Super Nintendo Classic and the Nintendo Classic right here. So I can just pull those out and use those at any time. I really like them. It's that easy to get to them. And here we have a couple of Pro Controllers, the Xenoblade Chronicles one, and just the regular Pro Controller. And my small Switch collection, but my happy Switch collection. I like my games that I have on this, and obviously the Special Edition and Breath of the Wild Strategy Guide. And there we get some, I know, shame. I got some amiibos going on there. Kim bought them for me. I will blame her for that, but that's too funny. They had to find this. Okay, this section is very interesting here. All these games here. These are all signed by Charles Martinet. Mario Sunshine, all of these right here. These, I'm so thrilled to have these. And you know what Charles said to me when I got them? He's like, oh, I hope you're not just going to sell these. I'm like, no, they're for me. I really appreciate them. And I really do. They have their own special section. I got him when he was over here drinking wine one day, which is another story into itself. I think I've explained it onto the show. But for anybody new watching, I did have Charles Martinet over here, the voice of Mario. And he got really, really drunk in red wine. We had a very good time. Okay, so over here we have some Majora's Mask, the 3DS Special Edition. And there we go, Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess High Definition Collection, the Xenoblade Chronicles X Special Edition in there. Okay, this is a new section. The 360 collection, this is double stacked in there as well. You can see right behind there's more games behind. Finally has its own spot. The 360 finally has its own spot. And over here, the Wii, double stacked, with the Wii U going on there. And people say to me, like, I think people are kind of blown away with my collection in the sense that they think I have a lot more games on a given system. And it's like, I only collect the games that I really like in a system. I don't just get, like, every game. So it may seem that for some things I don't have a lot of games, but they're all the games that I want to have. That's the thing. Okay, here. This is my Blu-ray collection, and it's quite deep and it's quite big, and there's some joke in there somewhere, I know. But this is all the anime stuff here. Everybody needs to watch this movie, Wings of Oniamas. It's a beautiful, beautiful movie. But these are all the movies that I really love in life, and I've watched these movies countless times, and I'm a big Blu-ray collector. Just love the hobby. I think it's wonderful. We go up here. This is my PS4 collection. This is all the PS4 games I have so far. And we have a couple of special editions. We have the Phantom Pain special edition, the Night Trap special edition, Odin Sphere, obviously Persona 5 is there. You even have the Undertale there. I don't think I've ever shown that in a video. And up here, we have the Skyrim model, which came with the special edition version of Skyrim. And there is the Chrono Cross clock. And the Breath of the Wild special edition, Master Edition is finally up in its spot with the amiibos next to it. And oh my god, even the Wii U version of Breath of the Wild. So this is really nice to have this shelf going on. And I'm just going to flip the light over here. You'll bear with me. Okay, here. These are the other shelves that... Let me explain. This is incredible. All these wires in the next couple of weeks I'm going to sort out, and I'm going to get them to their machines. All the machines are right here. And right in here. And right in there. I'm going to get a little bag for it. Look at this. I even have a game sack in here. But I'm going to get a little bag and put every game system in its own bag with its peripherals and its controllers, because everything's been... So look at this. Divided for so long, it drives me crazy. Just drives me crazy. But look at that. I have finally shelf space. Shelf space. All of this is going to get completely changed. This is just like to figure out, but I have never seen the floor like this. Not in 10 years since I'm doing the show. It's gone so ridiculous. And there's the TV that's been there for... God, I've had this TV for a very, very long time. So, yeah, guys, this is kind of the games room and what it's turned into. I'm going to switch the light around again so we can end on this note. But, you know, one thing I was saying to Kim, I was like, oh my God. I said, there's so many games here. This is... like out of control. But I said to her, I said, you know, here's the thing. This is 30 years of collecting. This is not something I just put together in a couple of years or a couple of, even in 10 years. This has been 30 years. And the weird thing is it's not just disposable stuff. Like all of this stuff I've really enjoyed. All of these movies and games I've really played a heck of a lot over the years. Nothing is just like, oh, I'll buy it for the sake of it. Like, this is a hobby that I really enjoy and I really get a lot out of. And, I'm so happy to have a brand new kind of style games room and got a little bit of stuff going on up here. That hasn't changed. I don't think I'm going to change anything like that. And there's the years through Dragon Quest over here and the Final Fantasy XI poster that's still there haunting me to this day. And, maybe I'll show you guys this there. Andrew got me that a long time ago. It's a Phantasy Star poster that I had, framed, which looks super beautiful. So, yeah, guys, I just wanted to show you the new additions to the games room, and I'm really thrilled. I feel like I can come in here and really, have a lot more be more clearer of thought. Before I was coming in here, and it was so gross and dark and dingy, and I kind of, at times, didn't like being in here. It wasn't really my thing. So, anyways, guys, that is my new game room. Until next time.